Picture this. You've been grinding for months, brown bagging your lunch, skipping the nights out, saying no to the weekend, trip your friends keep texting about. And then one morning, you open your banking app and you see it. 4 digits, 1 comma, $1,000. And it feels incredible for about 11 days. Because somewhere around day 12, something shifts. Maybe it is the dinner you've been putting off. Maybe it is the shoes you've had in your cart since March. Maybe it is just a random Tuesday and you think, I've been so good, I deserve this. And just like that, the account is back to $340. Sound familiar? Here is the thing. That is not a willpower problem. That is not a budgeting problem. What just happened to you has a name. It has been studied. And once you understand exactly what is going on inside your brain at that $1,000 mark, you will never fall for it again. Stick with me. Let's talk about where most people actually are right now. You are working. You are trying. You've probably read at least one article about budgeting, or watched at least one video about saving money, and you keep getting to the same wall. You build up a little cushion, and then it disappears. And the most frustrating part, you can't even always explain where it went. Here is what nobody tells you. The $1,000 trap is not about the money. It is about what your brain does the moment it feels safe. Because for most people earning between $35,000 and $80,000 a year, $1,000 is the exact number where your nervous system exhales, where the low-grade financial anxiety you've been carrying around quietly turns down its volume. And the moment that anxiety turns down, your brain sends a very specific signal, a signal that says, you've done enough, you've earned a break. You are okay now. Psychologists call this financial false safety, and it is the #1 reason people in their 20s and 30s stay stuck at zero for years. Here is the core truth. This video is built around $1,000 feels like safety, but it isn't safety. It is the illusion of safety. And that illusion is more dangerous than having nothing, because at zero, you know you have a problem. At $1,000, your brain convinces you the problem is solved. There is a concept in behavioral economics called the threshold relaxation effect. When humans reach a target, any target, dopamine releases, motivation drops. The drive that got you there evaporates almost immediately after arrival. It is the same reason people gain weight after reaching a diet goal, the same reason people stop practicing after making the team. Your brain doesn't know the difference between $1,000 and $100,000. It only knows target reached, mission complete, relax. And this is the part most people miss. $1,000 is not a financial milestone. It is a psychological trap dressed up as a milestone. The finish line feeling is completely real, but the finish line itself is fake. Now here is where the science gets really interesting, and honestly, a little uncomfortable. A study from the Harvard Business Review found that goal completion triggers what researchers call moral licensing, meaning when you do something good, your brain gives you unconscious permission to do something bad to balance it out. You saved $1,000. Good. Now your brain quietly says, you can spend a little. You earned it. You worked out Monday. Good. Now your brain says, you can skip Wednesday. This is not weakness. This is literally how human psychology is wired. And the financial industry has absolutely no interest in telling you about it, because your spending is their revenue. But here's the reframe that changes everything. The problem is not that you spent the $1,000. The problem is that you set $1,000 as the target. Because any target you can see the end of, your brain will treat as an ending. The solution is not more willpower. The solution is a bigger target. Specifically, a target your brain cannot yet visualize as done. Let me show you exactly what this costs in real numbers. The average person in their late 20s blows through their first dollar. Thousands saved approximately 3 to 4 times before they finally push past it. Let's call it 3 cycles. 3 times you saved $1,000. 3 times you spent it. That is $3,000 that passed through your hands and left nothing behind. But the real cost is not $3,000. The real cost is time. If you are 26 years old and you spend 18 months cycling through that $1,000 trap, and you had instead kept that money growing at a modest 8% annual return. By age 56, that $3,000 becomes over $30,000. $30,000 lost, not to a bad investment, not to a market crash. Lost to 11 days of feeling like you deserved a break. And here is the second number that matters. Every month you stay below $1,500 in savings. Statistically, you are 60% more likely to carry credit card debt. And the average credit card in America charges 22% AP. So the $1,000 you keep spending is not just costing you that $1,000. It is keeping you inside a debt cycle that costs you hundreds every single month in interest. The trap has a trap inside it. So what do you actually do differently? 3 things right now. First, immediately change your savings target from $1,000 to $5,000. Not because $5,000 is the magic number, but because it is far enough away that your brain cannot see the finish line yet. You need a target that keeps the motivation engine running past the dopamine drop. Second, automate the exact day after payday. Not a few days after, the day after, before your brain has time to do the math on what you could spend. The money is already moved. Automation removes the decision entirely, and decisions are where the trap lives. Third, rename your savings account. This sounds almost too simple, but studies show that people who label their savings account with a specific goal, $10,000 foundation or freedom fund, spend from it 32% less often than people with a generic savings account. Identity level labeling changes behavior. Your account name is a daily psychological anchor. Here is the warning I need you to hear before you close this video. The moment you hit $1,000 again, and you will, your brain is going to fire that same signal.